and welcome to Mystic Monet. Today's pick a card reading is How Do They See You? I will be pulling from the romance perspective, but it can apply to friends or family. It just depends on how you interpret it, but I'm mostly thinking of like a romantic perspective. So maybe your partner, or maybe someone you just went out on a date with recently, or someone that you've been talking to or messaging, anything like that. With them in mind, you can pause the video and reflect on the piles right now. We have piles 1 through 4 here. Also, you can use the random number generator, which I leave the link down below. Or if you choose more personal, you can comment below which pile is for me, and I will comment the pile that I feel like is for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, pile number 1, how do they see you? So I pulled the 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles reversed, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords reversed, 6 of Swords reversed, 8 of Swords reversed, the 7 of Pentacles, the Devil, and Temperance reversed. So the first thing that I'm getting is that the 4 of Pentacles is all about saving and finance, but then we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed right after it, which is kind of like representing like materialistic and a dependency. So off the rip, this person, when they see you, they're already thinking about like your finances. So what I'm getting is that either if you pick this pile, they either feel like you're too frugal, like you're always trying to save, you're always trying to penny pinch, you're always trying to think about how to spend your money wisely to the point where you're not really freely spending your money. Or with the 9 of Pentacles reversed here, they feel like you spend your money way too much, like you never think about the consequences, or they feel like you don't understand the hard work of a dollar in a way. And you probably have heard from them that you need to save, and like you need to stack up your money and save, and like prepare for the next day, prepare for a rainy day. And I feel like the way that they view is that you don't understand, like they feel like you don't value money. They also feel like you spend your money on things that don't matter. So instead of spending your money on something that you need, like maybe you need to pay your phone bill, or maybe you need groceries, like you will go get your hair done, or you'll go get a new outfit. So they feel like you spend your money on materialistic things. In their eyes, they feel like that stuff doesn't really matter. So the way that they see you is that you're somebody who world revolves around money and world revolves around your finances. And I think that they would prefer that you weren't so dependent on money. They see it as a dependency on money. Them themselves are probably not that into money. They're probably very laid back. They have a nature, and they don't really have like this connection to money in that way. They also, I feel like with the 6 of Swords reversed here, I feel like they feel like the type of person that you are, you're very stuck in your ways. Like you're not willing to change or open your perspective, very stubborn. So if you are this materialistic person, I feel like even if they had a conversation with you about it, the way that they see you is the type of person where you would be not necessarily combative, but you would not really change your ways. You're a person who kind of does this, not say you do the same thing, but you're a person that, once you have your mind made up about like what you feel like is right or wrong in your life. So if you are materialistic, you're like, why would I not get those nice shoes? It's really hard for you to think in a different way than you have already been thinking. You're very in the way that they see you, you're the type of person who will not change for anyone or anybody, not even if it's for the benefit of yourself. I feel like the 8 of Swords reversed here, which is all about being opening to change. With the 6 of Swords reversed before it, I feel that the way that they see you is that I feel like this is more of a want of this person. So I feel like they wish that you could be like the 8 of Swords reversed. I don't feel like that's what they really feel like your energy is. So I feel like they wish that you would be willing to change more and willing to try new things or think outside of the box or do things differently than you normally do. If this is a romantic partner, I feel like the things that they like to do, it seems they feel like you don't For example, if you like sports and your partner likes the arts, they like plays and stuff, they probably go to 50 games for you. They probably learn in the in and outs of the sport that you're interested in. But when it's time to go to a play, they have to hear you complain about it. They have to hear you drag your feet and do the most. It's really hard for you to step out of your box or comfort for anyone else, even your romantic partner. So the way that they see you is that they kind of wish that you would be more open to change, and then be more open to like freeing your mind and looking at things differently than what you're normally used to looking at them. I feel like in a way they see you as someone, in a way they feel like you hold yourself back. So I'm getting this feeling that because you're so stuck in your ways and the fact that you're so resistant to change, they're viewing you as someone who really holds back. Like you have a lot of potential to do this, that, and the other, but you're not reaching that potential because you don't push yourself to do things that's out of your comfort zone. So I feel like they really want for you to start to be in the energy of this Eight of Swords reverse. Start being more open to change, in that you could be truly free creatively and just truly free within your whole life. So start being open to the idea of, maybe if you are a frugal person, if that's how they see you, maybe not being so penny pinching. And if you are super materialistic, maybe learning how to buy lesser brand name things, something that's from a smaller business versus like Coach or Gucci. I feel like they kind of just really want that for you, because they feel like because you don't step into this light of opening yourself to change, that you're actually hindering yourself more. And I think they hate that about you. So with the Seven of Pentacles here, and this is probably why you're materialistic, you probably are successful, especially with the Seven of Pentacles here and the Devil here, just a lot of Capricorn energy. Gosh, you're a workaholic. I have a lot of workaholics that watch my videos, because I get workaholic energy all the time. So a lot of you guys are very hardworking, but specifically for pile number one, the way they see you is definitely that you're a hardworking person, that you spend a lot of time and energy into your work and what you do. And this is something they admire about you. But in a way, with the Devil card here, the Devil represents a little bit of an addiction or enslavement. So in a way, they feel like you put basically all of your energy, time, and anything, basically the essence of who you are, into your working career. And the type of person that they're not that, first of all, they're not that wrapped around finances. So that means they wouldn't be just wrapped around their career. They see it as just like, slaving to the man. You probably heard this person complain about like how the 9-to-5 system is corrupt, how capitalism itself is a terrible system. I actually believe that, but this person probably believes that too. So they're not really like the type of person to just bleed themselves for a company. Like that's something they're completely and utterly against. And I feel like from their perspective, they're looking at you putting all this work into a corporation or into something they feel like, you could be putting that more into yourself. That's just the way that they view it. They feel like you're kind of, the way that they see you is kind of like you're a sheep, like you're being mind fucked. You're being mind controlled. Sorry, I'm channeling. So, they're seeing that you're being mind controlled. That they feel like the work is becoming to a point where it's unhealthy. And they get that you want to be successful, and they get that you want to have all of these things, such as the material things. But I guess it goes back to them wanting you to be open to change, open to not being a slave to corporate greed or to the finances, and not being so tied to the dependency to materialistic things and having everything. Because I guess the question they really would like to ask you is, if you didn't have all these material things, would you be happy with the person that you are? So I feel like the way that they see you is that you put way too much energy into your work, and they do admire your hardworking spirit, but at the same time they kind of, I guess you can say, judge you in the same breath, because they kind of hope that you would realize that time time will slip by. And before you know it, you're 20, you're hot, you're young. And then before you know it, you're in your 40s. And I guess the way that they're seeing it is that they don't want you to spend so much time on this. And then before you know it, you blink and you're older. And there's so many things that you could have put energy and time into yourself versus putting it into a workplace that didn't give a fuck about you. And that's just what I'm getting from them. Then we have the, really quickly, it just came to me. So also with the devil, it represents fears. I feel like they see you as someone who's fearful of not having it all. So if you woke up today and you lost your job, that you would be completely lost about who you are. And I guess that's what they want for you. They want you to, if you lost your job today, if you lost all of the material things, if you lost everything that's of the physical realm, would you be satisfied with who you are? Would you be able to live with yourself outside of those things? So this person's really all about the inside, and they also feel like they see you as someone who is very fearful of not being at the top of something. So you're very hard, you're very critical. I feel like you probably have a parent who was really hard on you growing up. They put a lot of pressure on you. They did not accept the bare minimum. And this is the reason why you're so driven to work so hard at what you do. It's almost as if you don't realize, like, that's from your childhood. Just a random message I got for this pile. And I feel like that the way that they see you, they're viewing you as someone who is fearful of not having everything or being at the top of everything. And if you basically, your biggest fear in life is pretty much failure, and that's the way that they see you. And then there might not actually be a fear, but this is how they see you. So they feel like your biggest fear in life right now is being a failure. And I guess what they want to say to you is that you're not a failure if you don't have material things. You're not a failure if you're not successful at the time. You're a failure if you're not connected or close to your family. You're a failure if you haven't helped people out or taken the time out of your day to help someone who's more unfortunate than you. You're a failure if you haven't been the best person that you could possibly be. So that's kind of like what they want to tell you as well, and how they see you. So the last card that we have the Temperance reverse. This card is really like all about pretty much being all over the place, like really hard for you to like organize. Like the way that they see you is that like it seems like from their perspective is that you're trying to do way too much. And it kind of goes back to that hardworking card, especially with the Temperance reverse here. So from their perspective, they're seeing you as like you're all over the place. Like your organization isn't really there. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, you're trying to do this, and like nothing's really fully getting done the way that it should be. And they feel your frustration. And I do think maybe you try to mask it or maybe you don't, but just know that the way they see you is this very frustrated person with the way, not with the way that your life is going, but with the way of like getting everything organized in your life. They see everything is kind of like chaotic, like you probably need to do this. You might have kids. Not everyone who picked this pile will have kids, but you might have kids, and that kind of shows like kind of being frustrated. I'm just getting like, just kind of think of someone who's basically wants to pull their hair out because they need to do this thing and that thing, and then they both happen at 3. Like nothing is really organized. So it's just like they kind of see you as kind of all over the place with your plans and things that you need to do in life. They basically see you as someone who's kind of like, you stress yourself out a lot, and from their perspective probably unnecessarily. just stressing yourself about possibly like even minute things such as like having the latest shoes or boots, or having the latest like fashionable thing, or whatever you're into, a vape, anything that you're into that's like material, or like stuff that you have to buy your partner or whoever you pulled this pile for, is seeing you as someone who, and like I said, you have that dependency. Not only have that dependency, but it gets to a point where you sit there and stress yourself out about it. So they feel like you get stressed out about things that don't really matter. So just know, if you've ever like been stressed in front of this person, like in their mind, they're looking at you like, this doesn't really matter. Like they almost feel like you kind of need to grow up a little bit in that aspect of your life. Like, because you're sitting here and you're focused on something that, you know, I mean, not focused, but so stressed out about something that is just like, you know, you're worried about not being able to get the latest pair of shoes, and like people are hungry, or people are going through this, or it's just so many more like other things in life that you could be stressing out about, and you're stressing out about something that is very small from their perspective. So all in all, for pile number one, the way that this person sees you is a person who is very, you're probably financially stable. Even if you aren't financially stable, they feel like your world is revolved around finances, that you have a dependency to the materialistic and the physical realm, trying to be the best of the best of the best. So you're very hardworking, and they also view you as someone who is very stuck in their ways. So they kind of wish that you could be a little bit more open to change, possibly doing the activities that they suggest or recommend, and also thinking outside of the box, into where you don't sit there and focus so much on being tied to these materialistic things, these materialistic ways. And also they feel like in a way that you're also like a sheep, being mind controlled by the corporation, by corporations, and just that are corporations that are greedy, and they view it as someone who's putting so much effort and work into their work, and they want you to basically ask, if all of those things were gone from you, all of the things from the physical realm will be gone tomorrow, would you be able to live with yourself? They want you to focus more on the inside parts of you, instead of just the physical parts of you, the exterior parts of you. So the signs I'm getting for this pile is Capricorn, Pisces, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, Gemini. That could be either you or the person that you're thinking about, partner or a possible friend. So that's all I got for pile number one. How do they see you? Please like, comment your pile, subscribe, and share with friends so they can see how their person sees them. Thank you. Okay, pile number two, how do they see you? So I have the Four of Swords reverse, 3 Cups, 8 of Wands reverse, Justice reverse, and 7 of Swords reverse. So with the Four of Swords reverse here, I'm getting that they view you as someone who has way too many tasks, way too many activities, feeling like you would just have a lot on your plate and you just do a lot in one day. So the way that they're looking at you is like, okay, you do this, you do that, like kind of like a busybody. It's like they yawn when they see you. Like you just completely make them feel tired, and they only get tired based off the things that you're doing. Like just seeing you do all of these activities and being all over the place and just living your life, from their perspective, they feel like if they were to do the stuff that you did, that they would get exhausted. So you probably have a lot going on, at least from their point of view. I feel like they just have a completely different lifestyle than yours. So to you, this is just your life. You probably like to go out a lot. You probably have a lot of friends. You probably have a lot of activities. From day to day, you're basically having a checklist filled with things to do. You never really have a day where you just relax. And because of that, this person's viewing your life as very, not necessarily chaotic, but just viewing your life is like, if I was to put myself in that person's shoes, that I would be exhausted. So they're looking at you like they have to be exhausted. They have to be tired. They're not getting enough rest. So it's almost like they see you as like doing way too much. With the 3 of Cups here, I feel like, They also see you as someone who you probably have a lot of friends. Three of Cups is a celebratory card, so maybe you go to a lot of parties, maybe you go to a lot of events, a lot of celebrations, a lot of get-togethers. And definitely you most likely have a lot of friends or people that like support you and are there for you. So it's almost as if they see you as kind of like the center of your own little community. So you have probably multiple friends that are like family to you. It's not just friends, it's more like their family. And you have your own way of wanting to be around them consistently. So from their perspective, it's like you're always around all of these people and all of these people like you. It's almost like you're in your own world, like you're your own celebrity in your own world. A lot of people not necessarily idolize you, but a lot of people love and care for you. And I feel like they just see you as the star of your own life, and that you like to just really have a lot of fun. They also might think that if you are in a relationship and you pull this for your partner kind of thinks that you, even though that you guys are together, they feel like you kind of exude a single vibe. Like they feel like even when they go out with you, or even when they do activities with you, and even when y'all go on a date, for some reason the vibe that you give off to the people around you is that you're single. It's really hard for you to kind of give off the fact that you're committed, because when you're in a relationship, you tend to carry yourself slightly different than when you are single. And some people don't. So some people can still be very flirtatious, very friendly and sociable, tend to be in the opposite sex face a lot, like doing a lot of things that like maybe single women or men would do. And I feel like the way that your partner perceives you, especially if you're in a relationship and you pull for this, the way that they see you is that you kind of still do things as if you're a single. And I'm not sure if that's something they like or dislike. I think it varies depending on this pal, but they definitely feel like you give off a vibe of just being single. You're very charming, you're very charismatic, and you might be the type of person that's just honestly your personality trait. And people kind of just flock to you because of that. And the opposite sex might just be really interested in you because you just exude a lot of energy that makes them, it's like you kind of attract the opposite sex without even trying. And you're the type of person to be like, oh, I wasn't flirting with that person, even though anyone in the room would feel like y'all were flirting. So just keep that in mind. And I just feel like that's just how they see you, as just being a person who you probably just naturally flirt, and you grab a lot of attention of the opposite sex from you, or whatever gender that you're attracted to. Is like you get that attention without really trying. And because of that could possibly, I'm not getting jealousy from this pile, I just feel like they view you as someone who still acts as if they're single, even if they're in a relationship. They also view you as someone who moves just a little bit too fast. You're constantly trying to do, and it goes back to the Four Swords reverse energy. It's like you're constantly trying to do so many things at once, and I feel like you have kind of like been able to master the way that you do your life, of course, but from this person's perspective, they view it as just kind of like you're doing way too much at once. They kind of view you as someone who doesn't ever take the time to pause, reflect, or think on a decision or action. It's kind of like you just do. And they almost feel like you're just moving just a little bit too fast, and that you're rushing a lot of things in your life that don't need to be rushed. So that could even go for your career or your family, or, anything that, you could kind of take your time with. It's like you're trying to rush everything. It's almost as if you have this mental timeline that you're going by, but it's like times two the normal speed of what people accomplish in their lives. And I also feel like they see you as someone who is impatient. So it's like you have this energy about you to where You can kind of make others around you feel very restless. You can make other people around you nerves get really bad because your nerves are really bad. And even if you feel like you're holding all that energy inside, it's still like coming off of you, and it spreads to other people. So I feel like this person kind of, when they get around you, they probably like feel like way more impatient than they usually feel. They feel like they need to rush whatever they're doing. Like they get all of that like speedy, rushed and like very nervous, frantic energy, because that's the type of energy that you give off. And I feel like they just feel like you're impatient overall. So, you're just not the type of person to want to wait in line. And if you are waiting in line, it's like you act as if it's the end of the world. You really treat your time as, well, everyone's time is valuable, but you treat your time way more valuable than most people. Most people are like, oh, well, yeah, we're just waiting in line at the movies. You'd be like, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. Like, you're the type, if you're waiting in line at the movies, you're going to be on your phone planning something else or planning your next move. You're always just on go, 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 go from the perspective of this person. So with the justice reversed here, I feel like, and it's just like all of these cards kind of go so well together. I feel like with this card is just showing like a sort of imbalance with your life, and how like from their perspective that you don't really have a lot of things balanced in your life. Like you're really struggling to just get everything. I feel like in their minds, they feel like you're on the path of making your life way more aligned into a way it can move into. They feel like that you're trying to make your life a little bit more aligned, and that like maybe the main goal in your life is to align it in a way that you're not moving as fast as you're moving. So it's almost as if they feel like you're trying to get all of these things done now, and then later on in life you'll be more set up maybe. With the justice reverse, that definitely indicates stuff being unfair for someone. And just, it can indicate crime and stuff like that, but I'm not getting crime from this pile. I feel like the way that they see you as someone who it's a lot of things that you have done that you may have confided in this person with, but they don't see you through like the innocent lens. They do view you as someone who is not innocent, someone who makes bad decisions. There's a lot of decisions that you make that they probably don't agree with. Kind of like you're on trial in their head. So there's things that you do and they're like, no, that was wrong. So it's almost as if they're always feeling like a lot of the things that you do are wrong, and that you need to do it this way instead of that way. Almost like they're always judging you in a way and in the way that you live your life. But with the justice being reversed, I feel like a lot of this judgment is very biased and from their perspective of how they live their lives versus just letting you live your life the way that you want to. So I'm getting a little bit of controlling energy with this. But also with the justice reverse, it's almost as if it's just really just overall sense of unfairness. Just you're being judged by them for things that, is just you. And I feel like in a way that this person has a really hard time just accepting you for who you are, which you are all over the place and you do this and you do that or whatever it is. But I feel like they keep trying to put you in a box that you don't want to be in. And I feel like in a way it's almost like you've been dealing with that type of judgment your whole life. From people. People are always trying to tell you how to be, how to speak, what to do, when to do. And this person is no different. And the way that they see you as someone who's just, no matter what, they don't see you in, like I said, in an innocent way. So whatever you do, they're kind of like, oh, okay, well, you did it. Of course you did it. Like they kind of expect the worst from you. They expect you to fail. And I feel like they kind of just, I definitely see like this box that they want to put you in. I feel that the type of person that you are, I think previously that you used to have a very huge problem with being truthful about the way that you felt and your intentions towards someone or anything. You kept a lot of those things private, and sometimes you would lie, just not necessarily to save face, but because you didn't feel like it was worth the conversation, or you didn't feel like having the conversation. So you would lie just to get out of that conversation. And because of that, and it's a possibility you've done that to this person, but recently, probably the past 6 or 7 months or so, I feel like you've gotten into this energy of just being way more truthful about how you feel and about your intentions. And I don't think you really care whether you have to have the conversation or not. I feel like regardless of what it is, you're going to be honest about anything that you're feeling about towards anyone or situation. And because of that, I'm not saying that it's causing conflict between you and this person. I just feel like they're starting to see that, wow, okay, this person's starting to be more honest. So they see you as someone who is stepping into being way more honest about things, and they're seeing you as someone who's just revealing a lot. I feel like you're probably revealing a lot of the things that you probably have done to them that they didn't know about, or you could just be revealing things to people that you have done negative things to. Just revealing stuff like, old secrets, and I done this, and just, it's like you're on this path of righteousness and forgiveness. And I feel like that's just, they're seeing you as someone who is stepping into the spirit of being way more truthful to the people around them, and basically just overall clearing your conscience. So, I feel like you're stepping into this path of just if something pisses you off, you don't sit there and harbor it for days, or, not say anything because you don't want any conflict. You're just like, what, I didn't really like that. So, now you know. And I feel like you've stepped into this because in a way you've felt that by not being truthful, you were giving yourself a disservice, and that you were making people feel like they had, in a way, the people that you were being dishonest with, in a way that they had power over you, because you were willing to not just tell them how you feel. And it's like you want to take that power away completely and have all the power yourself with your own feelings. And now you're being more truthful, and just know that this person, that's how they view you, as a person who is stepping into their truth. So the possible signs for this pile, for you or the person, would be Aries, Cancer, Gemini, Libra, or Leo. Thank you so much for listening to pile number 2. If you resonated at all, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends so they can see how their person sees them. Thank you. Okay, pile number 3. How do they see you? I pulled the 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups, 2 of Cups reverse, King of Swords, King of Pentacles reverse, 2 of Swords, Queen of Wands, and 8 of Cups. So, with this pile, I feel like they definitely see you as somebody who gets what they want. They see you as a person that, for the most part, they see you as someone who is a good luck charm. From their perspective, you're the type of person that always gets what they want. You don't really have to work hard for things. They probably feel like you're privileged. A lot of things are just given to you. Anytime that there's any problems or struggles or setbacks in your life, there's always someone there to rescue you or help you. You're probably financially stable due to your parents, or just in life, anytime you've had any difficulties, from their perspective, you end up just surpassing it, and you end up surpassing it flawlessly. Like things that most people would just have to struggle with, you really don't have to go through those struggles. So I feel like they see you as someone who's very privileged, and someone who is very who gets a lot of acknowledgement and validation in life. So they also see you as a person who gets a lot of attention from people. A lot of people are willing to help you just normally on the street, just your day-to-day life is like a breeze. They feel like your life is basically a breeze, even if that's not necessarily true in your opinion. I feel like the way that they see you is someone who's very privileged and pretty much gets what they want. So they also see you as, I feel like they, pile pile number 3, most likely the person that you're pulling for, you probably have a past with them. Maybe you grew up with them, or you've either been in a romantic relationship with them for a while. And if you're pulling for a friend, then you've been friends with this person for a while. Either way, there's some history there, especially with the 6 of Cups here. If not, if this is someone new in your life, then the 6 of Cups is just them representing that you remind them of stuff that they experienced when they were younger. So with the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Wands here, I don't want to say that you're childish, but they view you kind of in a childlike way. So you're very lighthearted. You view the world with like rose-colored glasses. Like you're very optimistic about things. The way that you see life, you just see life as almost in the way that a kid does. Like things that most people will be fearful of or scared of because they're adults now. Like even as an adult, you're like, no, let's do it. So you can kind of be in their opinion, the type of person that's willing to go the extra mile and willing to take risk in life. And I think they really like that lighthearted spirit about you. But that's also how they see you, like very, not necessarily innocent, but like you kind of give off a vibe of like a child. So you're just very innocent in a way that, you know, you're like, I'll try that, or I'll do that, or what's the worst that can happen? It's almost as if you feel like you're invincible, and they feel like, you know, and this kind of goes forth with you just being privileged. Like a lot of good things happen to you, so it's easier for someone to take risk when they haven't really fallen on their face a lot in life. So with the 2 of Cups reversed here, I really feel like this is like a friendship. If you did put for a romantic person, I don't see I see that they view you more as a friend. They probably don't see this as romantically as you see it. Even if you guys are in a romantic relationship, just know that it's almost like a romantic relationship, but you are also their best friend in their hearts of hearts. So it's not a negative thing. It's a good thing if someone sees you as a friend and a lover. So, but just know that the friend energy came up more than the lover energy. And they also see you as someone, I just feel like if you pulled this for a friend and not someone who was a romantic interest, then that friend feels like, you know, you're probably single right now. And if you're not single, you probably have had a lot of breakups. You probably have a lot of relationships that didn't work out. So they kind of see you as the friend who is always breaking up with someone, or someone who's always, none of your relationships don't work out. They see you as the person, like, you know, you're not really the person that is always in a relationship. And if this was for a romantic person, it's just showing that they have like this friendship connection with you. They also feel like they also see you as someone who always has to get the last word, always having to, like things have to go your way, in the relationship. If this is romantic interest, they see you, or friendship, this could go either way, but they see you as a person who always has to go have it their way. They probably have a hard time opposing you or going against you in a lot of things, because it seems like it's every time that they oppose you or go against you in any kind of way, it just causes way more, problems between you guys. So there's a lot of times I feel like that they just kind of bite their tongue when it comes to you, because it's like you guys are always clashing. I feel like anytime they have an opinion that doesn't match your opinion or your beliefs, they probably hold their tongue about it because they don't want to have any arguments or disagreements with you. With the King of Swords, they also see you as someone who's very intelligent, very smart. I don't think that they feel like they can get one up on you on anything. This definitely represents intelligence. So I feel like they do see you as someone who's smart. So like I said before, even though they see you as a child, they don't think you're dumb or anything like that. I feel like they definitely feel like you're smart, and in a way where they trust you to make major decisions in both of you guys' life. If there's a major decision, they trust you to make those decisions. They see you as someone responsible and smart enough to make very logical decisions, not only for your life, but for the relationship that you guys have. If it's a friendship, then, you know, any decisions that you and that person has, they trust you to make those intelligent choices. So they can trust you to do things for them without them being present. So with the King of Pentacles reverse, this kind of represents a little bit of arrogance. So I feel like I said before, and I think I've already said this, so that's crazy. I didn't even realize it was with this card here, but I feel like they think that you're pretty much full of yourself. Like I said, it always has to be your way. If it's not your way, then it's hell to pay. With the arrogant, egotistical, is really, I feel like they kind of feel like you're in your bubble of you. And it's really hard for you to see outside of yourself in a lot of things. And I feel like they feel that you focus so much on yourself that they kind of, their feelings and the way that they feel about things and kind of gets overshadowed by your feelings and the way that you feel about things. I feel like they also, not saying that you're materialistic, but kind of like you have a superiority complex. Your money is super important to you, but they feel like your money is important to you for all of the wrong reasons. So you're really focused on just you want to make money to impress people versus just making money to provide for you and your family and the people that you love. They see you as the type of person that if you were to do charity or to donate or to help people out, that you wouldn't really be doing it because you care. You would be doing it because it looks good. You like the ego boost that it gives you to say, hey, I did this. I went to charity. Even if that's not true, this is how this person sees you. They also see you as someone who judges someone for their financial status. So you might be the type of person, if someone doesn't have a certain amount of money, or if they don't look a certain type of way, like they don't look like they're wealthy, or if they don't look like they have money, that you're the type of person to judge that. You judge people who don't carry themselves a certain way. So you're the type of someone, has like sweatpants or, like super casual wear, and, and they're at Walmart, they're like, oh, it's almost like they see you as the type of person that everywhere you go, you have to look good. You wear a suit or a formal attire to places that you don't even have to wear things formal. So your looks are very important to you. I feel like from their perspective, they see it as you would judge other people if they don't want to wear formal everywhere they go, or if they're not really caring to just put their hair in a bun or just be laid back or casual. Like you would judge them and be like, oh, why would they come out looking like that? Why do they look like that? Basically, the message is that money isn't everything, but they feel like you think that money is everything. That having not material things, but having the money to look a certain way and be a certain way is super important in your life. So with the Two of Swords reversed, I feel like this shows that I feel like they think that you definitely overthink a lot of things that don't have to be overthought, that don't have to be thought about a lot. I feel like you sit there and just drive your mind crazy over decisions. You're probably a very indecisive person. It's very hard for you to make a decision, and you sit there and just rack your brain for things that aren't that difficult of a decision to make. And I feel like that's probably caused disputes and arguments between you guys. So that's probably why it came up. You're probably on social media a lot. I think they view you as someone who's always on social media, Instagram, Twitter, like basically in your phone a lot. So I do see that they see you as someone who puts way too much energy into social media. And this kind of goes back to the arrogance and like wanting to be perceived a certain way. What other format, what is the best format for you to perceive yourself a different way than you actually are, other than social media? So it makes sense. You probably have a lot of social media accounts and you're probably really active on all of them. And I feel like they see you as someone who's way too into your social media. I feel like they would wish you would just slow down on the social media and caring about what other people think of you. And I feel like this is another thing and that's what I think, overthinking something. So you might sit there and you probably have this person take photos for your Instagram, and then you're sitting there like, oh, let's take more photos. Oh, I don't like, do you think I look weird? This lighting is kind of bad. Like sitting here making like extreme, chaotic, discussion over an Instagram post or a social media post. So from their perspective, like you're thinking way too much into something that doesn't really matter, but it matters to you. So yeah, they feel like you mentally, like you overload your mind with thoughts and like decisions, and sit there and like will have basically waste a lot of time on something from their perspective doesn't really matter. So with the Queen of Wands, oh wow, you're very fierce. You're very most likely independent. They do see you as someone who's authentic, so they know that if they ask you something, your opinion about something, you're going to be completely honest about it. You're not going to bullshit. They see you as someone that they can trust, because you're going to always speak your mind about something, even if it is hurtful sometimes. You're really authentically yourself. This person basically sees you as someone who gets things done. You're very on top of your life. You're very independent is coming up a lot, especially with this Queen of Wands here. You really don't need anyone. And I think that the fact that you are even with them, if it's a romantic interest, or if you're even friends with them, or you're even letting them inside this bubble of yourself, they do feel like really good about that. The fact that they are a part of your life when you're really strict or not really having that many people a part of your life in the first place. Basically, I feel like you don't hold anything back. They feel like you're multi-talented, and anyone that is around you is basically attracted to you and who you are. So they really love the fact that you get all of this like this attraction that you have with other people. So they love the fact that when they're with you, people are looking at you like, wow, he or she looks good. And then they're like, oh, who is this with them? Like, they feel good having you on their arm. They really do feel like you're authentically yourself. They love that authenticity the most because that keeps coming up. So with the Eight of Cups reverse, this indecisiveness is coming out a lot. So they really do see you as an indecisive person, a person who has a really hard time making any decision that they need to make for themselves. And in a way, I feel like they feel like this is one of your biggest flaws, is the fact that you're so indecisive. They feel like the fact that it's so hard for you to make a decision, the fact that you sit there and weigh the pros and cons of everything, and instead of just going out there and doing it, they really feel like this is your biggest flaw. With this biggest flaw, it's about you have FOMO, fear of missing out. It's like you always want to be in the know. You have to be at every single party, every single event. You always have to just know what's going on. And that goes back to you being obsessed with social media or being on social media too much. So just basically like, oh, she had a party. Oh my gosh, she didn't invite me. Okay, so should I wear this to the party? That's the party. Like, your mind is on all these things that I feel like the person that you're pulling for really finds very small, even if it's big to you. I also feel like they see you as someone who tends to try to escape from uncomfortable situations in like the easiest way. So if something makes you uncomfortable and something makes you uneasy, instead of tackling it head on, I feel like you kind of might try to laugh it off or joke it off or just try to play it off instead of saying what it is. You really I think I'm getting this frustrating energy. So when you and this person probably argue, it's probably very frustrating because, like I said before, they see you as someone who's in this bubble of them, always thinking about yourself. So because of that, I feel like they perceive anytime you have an argument, it never really gets resolved because it becomes it becomes more of a discussion on how it's affecting you versus what the argument is about. I'm also getting that you have a tendency to just avoid a lot of things in your life. So they see you as someone who avoids any major problem in their life and tries to mask it with their finances or mask it with social media and all of these, I guess you could say, small things. So I feel like they see you as someone who doesn't really tackle the major issue. So you could, for example, be suffering from some type of mental illness, and instead of going to therapy and getting help the right way, you will just, buy more shoes or do something that doesn't really matter. So I feel like they see you as someone who basically, in a way, you have all this potential, you get all this attention, you're very egotistical, but at the same time, you are headed towards success. I feel like the only thing they feel is that you kind of hinder your success by focusing on decisions that don't matter, and you also hinder your success by avoiding the things that you really need to tackle in your life, like tackling this arrogance, trying not to be so egotistical, trying not to be so full of yourself, basically. So the possible signs for this pile for you or the person that you're asking about is Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aries, and Virgo. So if this resonated with you at all, give you any type of clarity, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends or your partners so they can see how someone views them. Thank you so much. Okay, pile number 4, how do they see you? So we have the Sun, Moon reversed, Ace of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Swords reversed, 8 of Pentacles reversed, 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, the High Priestess, and Page of Wands. So with these cards, the way that they see you is someone with the sun upright, and then right after the moon reversed. This is someone who on the outside, everything looks together. They should be confident. Everyone feels like their life is all figured out, but like internally things aren't as great. So I feel like, the way that you look is really well. They feel like you look good. The way that the outside people perceive you is really good. That their parents probably like you. Everyone pretty much likes you, but like because they're your partner, most likely, if you pick this pile, then they see like the internal part of you, and the internal part of you is not all that way put together. So they see you as someone who is emotionally unbalanced. You really don't have all your emotions together, and you have a hard time figuring out how to process your emotions. So I feel like they feel like you're also emotionally immature. So when you're angry, sad, or upset, or frustrated, instead of learning how to like converse your feelings or express your feelings, you express it through your actions. You can act really immature. You can be kind of bratty. You can be kind of childish. You're most likely passive aggressive. And in that way, they feel like you don't really handle your emotions in a mature adult way. So also, I feel like with the moon reversed, this represents confusion. So I feel like you, from their perspective, they feel like you send a lot of mixed signals. Like you're always, and it kind of goes with the passive aggressiveness that I said before. So you be like, no, I'm fine. No, really, I'm fine. And they're like, bro, like, you are not fine. Like, why are you lying? Like, you kind of give off mixed signals. And then when they continue to act as if you're fine because that's what you said, then you're like, you know what? I'm not really fine. And I wish you would have checked up on me. And it's just like, you're confusing me. So I'm getting a lot of confusion, especially with this moon reverse card here. So the way that they see you is someone who's very confusing about their emotions. And they have a hard time fully understanding how you feel all the time. And it's almost every time they're with you, they really don't understand, or they're very unaware of when you're upset or when you're actually happy because you're always sending out mixed signals. The mixed signals can also represent, if you pull this and you're asking about a friend, maybe you are a flirt. Maybe you're flirting with your friend and you don't know it. You're very friendly with your friend, so your friend probably has picked up the signal maybe that you like them more than a friend or something like that. But with the mixed signals, I feel like if this is for a partner, romantic interest, this is mostly talking about, them not understanding your emotions and when you're upset or angry, because you tend to say one thing but feel another thing. So it's like you're always sending mixed signals for that. And also you send mixed signals in other things within the relationship. So, if you do want to have sex with your partner, you don't give off that you want to have sex with your partner. Like most people, they'll dress a certain way, or they'll touch the person, something like that. Like you'll just be sitting there chilling and then be like, I wanted to fuck you that day. Why didn't you fuck me that day? And then it's like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? So I just wanted to paint a picture. Overall, it's like you're always sending signals that they're always confused about what you really want. Like they're not really in tune with you in that way, where some people who are with someone or around someone, they can kind of know what that person wants without them even having to say anything, but y'all don't have that type of connection. At least that's how they feel about the connection between you guys. So with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, they see you as someone who does not have their money together. I don't want to say they see you as broke, but basically your finances aren't that great. They see you, they probably, either your finances are normal and maybe they just have way more money than you, but either way, they probably have more money than you. And they see your finances is not that great. Seeing you as someone who is always having financial hardship, and they also see you as someone who's always having problems with their finances. So they see you as just basically struggling with your finances. If you don't fully 100% know this person, you probably have shown them that you're struggling financially without even you saying anything. So they basically see you as not someone that's like a charity case or anything like that, but basically they see the financial problems that you're going through. They definitely want to help you with these finances, but I feel like they tried to help you in the past, and you probably say no a lot. I'm kind of going back to that mixed signal energy, like, they try to, it's just like you have a lot of ego. I see a lot of pride. Okay, but just know that they see you as someone who's financially struggling, so I wouldn't care about that pride because they already see you that way. So with the Ace of Swords reverse, wow, another confusion card. Gosh, you're so confusing to them. And I don't take this the wrong way, but just know, like you really confuse the fuck out of them. Like, they just do not understand you. You probably heard this a lot from your partner, like, you are crazy, or like, you are just, like, what is wrong with you? Because they really just, and honestly, you probably feel like I feel like a lot of people that pick this pile, you feel like this person is being sarcastic, or they're playing, or they're not serious when they say they truly don't understand you, but this person really doesn't fully understand you. And I feel like you're part to blame. I feel like you haven't been 100% honest about who you really are. You're always hiding who you are, especially with this moon reverse. You haven't been fully personal with them in the way that you think that you have, because they truly don't understand you, especially if you've been with this person for more than a year. If you picked pattern before, this shows that you have not been as open as you should have about who you are as a person, because this person truly does not understand you at all. And they see you as just a lot of confusion because they truly don't understand who you are. I also feel like they see you as someone who has a hard time asking for help. I feel like they see you as someone who sits there and will struggle, and you always have to try to figure out things for yourself. You always have to figure out, okay, well, how can I fix this? How can I do this? And there's nothing wrong with you trying to fix the solutions in your life. I feel like half of it is you feeling like people don't care enough to help you, and the other half is honestly your pride. And I feel like you don't think it's your pride. I feel like you feel like you're not prideful, and it has nothing to do with that. You can just do it on your own, but a lot of it is pride. And I feel like this person wishes you would just let other people help you and stop feeling like you have to do everything by yourself, because I feel like this is where they're confused with you a lot too. Like, you'll be going through something financially, and I feel like they're more financially stable than you, so you have these financial problems and you'll come and talk to them about it, and then they're just like, that like, I'll pay for that, right? Like, I'll help you out with that. And you're like, no, I just wanted to vent. And it's just like, why are you struggling with something that a person that's in your life that cares about you, wants to help you with? Why? So this is why they get confused. You're like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's crazy. So with the Eight of Pentacles reverse, I feel like they view you as someone who's a little bit of a perfectionist. Things always have to be a certain way. You might be very organized, very clean, and everything is just, it has to be done your way. But you have a way that you do things. And, if it's not done that way, then it's usually a problem. So you have the way that you organize your room or your house or your apartment or your car. And, you get really frustrated or really feeling really kind of kooky if things aren't done the way that you planned them in your head. I think they feel like your perfectionism is something that is hindering you a lot, because if something isn't done completely the way that you see it in your head, then it doesn't get done at all. And I feel like their advice to you is to just get it done. I feel like you probably say that you're going to do a lot of things, but you never get it done. I feel like they also see you as someone who doesn't really have any true goals in life. Like how most people are like, oh, I want to open up a business, or, I would really like to have a little tea shop, or one day I want to sell things for people, or whatever. People have goals in their life that they want to achieve. And I feel like from their perspective, they see you as someone who really doesn't have any goals, who really doesn't have any ambition. And that's another thing that confuses them about you. Like, how do you not have any ambition? How do you not have a set goal in your life? So they see you as someone who really doesn't have any goals. And then the goals that you do set, they also see you as someone who says that they're going to do something and never does it. So you're probably like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And then like 2 weeks later, hey, whatever happened to that? Oh, yeah, that was a bad idea. Like, you're always changing your mind about something. So for once, maybe you should try to stick something out, and not let that perfectionism energy prevent you from getting things done. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes it just needs to be done. So with the Five of Pentacles, this also represents misfortune and loss. So yeah, you definitely have experienced a lot of financial downfalls around this person, because it's coming up a lot. So they basically just know that they know about your financial hardships, which you do know because you've had to have expressed this to them. I feel like they see you as someone who has a lot of misfortune in their life besides finances. I think a lot of I don't want to say bad things, but a lot of misfortunes have happened to you. Things that I personally feel like have built character. And I think a lot of I don't feel like your life has just been easy sailing, especially from the perspective of this person. I feel like, and don't get offended by this, but I feel like when they view your life, they kind of view it in like a sad emoji, just like, like they didn't have this and they didn't have that. And I think the person that you're pulling for was way more fortunate in life than you. So they're viewing you as like, oh, they didn't really have all those things. So they kind of see you like in this sad type of way. And I'm already getting your energy. You hate being viewed that way. Like, you really hate someone viewing you as like this sad, pathetic, oh, life is so hard, woe is me type of thing. But like, if you went through something, you went through something. And this is just how that person sees you. They see you for that misfortune. And they don't see you as the misfortune just as like a sad thing, but they also feel like that's built character around you. And it's actually one of the things they like about you, the fact that you went through those things and that you persevere and keep going on despite your circumstances. So with the Seven of Wands, oh my gosh, so you're very they also see you as someone who's argumentative. You guys probably argue a lot. You're always challenging something. So I see you as someone, they see you as someone like, it seems like every time they say anything to you, you're like, well, what? Like, it has to turn to an argument. Like, they feel like they're dating someone on the debate team and they didn't sign up for the debate team, especially if this is romance, or it could be friends too. But I do feel like this person feels like, it's always an argument about anything. They could be like, oh, I think I like the hard-boiled eggs. Oh, why do you like hard-boiled eggs? What's wrong with just scrambled eggs? I like scrambled eggs. Like, everything has to be an argument. This person perceives you as someone who's always going to stand their ground. And I do think they like this about you, but then it can kind of become annoying because it feels like they can't say anything to you without it becoming an argument. So keep that in mind. Try not to be so argumentative, because they do see you as someone like anytime they say anything to you, you go straight to 10 when it's not necessary. And you see it as just standing your ground and standing up for yourself and defending yourself, and that's perfectly fine. But just keep in mind that, not everything needs to be defended. Like, just let the person have hard-boiled eggs. With the High Priestess, they definitely see you as very well liked in the most regard. They have a lot of love for you, especially with this High Priestess card. You're most likely a woman if you pick this pile, but they definitely have a lot of love for you. They care about you a lot. They almost see you, I wouldn't say not godlike, but they almost see you as someone like they not idolized either. They just really have a lot of regard for you. Like, if you guys are just, like, they have a lot of love and respect for you, and it's almost kind of like how some people feel about, it's almost like idolization, but not really. It's just like they will defend you if you're not there, and they do have a high regard for you. If anyone was to say anything about your finances without you present, like, they will defend you to the ground. I feel like they also see you as someone who is very in tune with who they are. And I think they really like that about you. And I'm also getting I feel like everything that they want, if you're a woman, I really feel like this is woman. Everything they want in their woman, or everything they want in a man, is what you embody, and that's what they like the most. If you're not a woman, it's okay. It's just a lot of feminine energy, and it's just what I'm picking up on. So the last card is the Page of Wands. So with this being here, I feel like this kind of just represents what I said before about speaking your mind. This is basically a free spirit, very creative expression, and it represents spark. It also represents just being creatively who you are. So I feel like they see you as someone who's just who they are. I feel like they see you as someone who's basically like that person who's always looking for an adventure. Like if someone was like, oh, let's go do this, like you will be willing to do it. And they do like that about you, that they could just spring something on you and you have like this energetic energy to try new things. Like you will try anything once. You're very open-minded and you're not very judgmental either. So I think that they like this open-mindedness that you have, and the fact that you don't judge every little thing. Like you're willing to do something, and then if you don't like it, you just don't like it, and it is what it is. You just keep on moving forward. I feel like they also see you as someone who's just basically full of surprises. You're always keeping them on their toes. Even when you guys do argue, I feel like, they look forward to those arguments. They like the drive. They like the passion. Basically, like everything about you. So whoever picked bottom 4, just know that this person really does love and care about you. It's very evident with the cards. So the signs for this pile, this could apply to you or the person that you're thinking about. It's Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Cancer, and Pisces. So if you resonated with this at all, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with other people so they can see how their person sees them. Thank you.